everybody, Sticks here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I'm bringing you a kind of cool combination deck idea that I found while scrolling through my deck manager. I wanted to complete the daily challenge of doing 1,000 damage with grass Pokemon and also getting 30 knockouts with an evolved Pokemon. So I stumbled upon this really cool Raichu Vespiquen deck. And before I get into the deck, just a reminder that if you like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, maybe subscribe. It helps us out a lot and lets us do more for you guys. But like I said, this deck is centered around Vespiquen and Raichu. And before I really get into it, I would just like to say that this was not an idea that I came up with on my own. I believe it was a state championship deck list, but I'm not sure. I can't seem to find it when I look it up. So if you guys know who originally gave this deck list, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I would like to give that person credit. But for the time being, let's just go ahead and jump right into the deck. We are running really just around Vespiquen with Be Revenge. Does 10 damage for 10 more damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile, 20 base. I mean, it really stacks up quickly. And then also Raichu with Circle Circuit, 20 times the number of your bench Pokemon. It's really just kind of an anti-meta type of deck that you are able to power up Vespiquen and Raichu, whichever attacker you need for each situation. And you can also use Yveltal for powering up with Darkness Energy as well. That way it kind of restricts your reliance on DCEs and allows you to have another out. And also Yveltal is just great in the Night March matchup in general. So let's get into the Pokemon. We're running one Bunnelby, Rototiller, Burrow. Bunnelby is just a great kind of anti-Wailord measure of, at least. That's what it comes down to. Bunnelby at its heart is an anti-Wailord measure, but in a pinch it can also be used to get some DCEs back if you come across that situation. We're running Force Shaman. Why not run Force Shaman? You have Battle Compressor. Odds are you're only going to use one or two, but Raichu gets powered up by having Pokemon in the discard pile. Shaman gives you setup. You have Battle Compressor to get rid of Shamans that you wouldn't use. So, we're running the absolute max number of Shaman, running 3 Yveltal for the Oblivion Wing, 4 of Combee and Vespiquen. I think this is the main attacker of the deck. Based on the fact that there are 4 of them and only 2 Raichu. But Vespiquen is just great in itself. It goes in pretty much any deck that you run DCEs in and have a lot of Pokemon. Be Revenge does a lot of damage very, very quickly. In fact, given the right situation, you can hit for over 200 damage turn 1. With Forest Giant Plant, you can get a Vespiquen immediately. You can discard so many cards. Vespiquen is just phenomenal, and it also free retreat, so that's just kind of the cherry on top. We're running a 1/1 of Blitzel and Zebstrika just for the Zap Zone. Damage from the attacks of your lightning Pokemon isn't affected by effects on your opponent's active Pokemon, so basically when you run up against things like Glaceon or Aegislash, you slap a Zebstrika down. That way Raichu cannot be affected by their effects that prevent damage done to Pokemon by Pokemon with special energy or evolved Pokemon or stuff like that. So Zebstrika, more often than not, you're just going to Battle Compressor it away to power up Vespiquen, but in a pinch it can also help you in those type of matchups. We're running one Jirachi just because Jirachi is great, and I actually really like this guy in the Night March matchup because it not only gets rid of those DCEs, but it also, it stalls for a turn, which isn't necessarily the best because you like to keep the prize trade going, but the stall turn can cause your opponent to need to attach another special energy or something like that, at which point you can just Lysander that sucker in and then use Jirachi to Stardust again and get rid of 2 DCEs, which I've actually done in a couple instances where I've just had Jirachi kind of essentially solo a Night March deck because I was just able to get rid of all their DCEs and they really could not keep up after that. So Jirachi is an amazing tech card, and if you don't need it, guess what? Just Battle Compressor that guy away and Vespiquen gets powered up as well. And speaking of powering up Vespiquen, I can't talk. We are running 4 Unknown for the Farewell Letter just as additional means of draw support. So very, very, very heavy line of Pokemon. Almost half our deck is Pokemon, and a lot of them are basics. In fact, there's only 6, 7 of them that are not basics, so you shouldn't really never mulligan with this deck, although I have done it and I've actually done it 3 times, which was kind of perplexing to me. But anyway, on to the trainer cards, which are running less of than Pokemon for once. For Battle Compressor, just because that is so amazing in this deck. This deck is all about speed, and Battle Compressor lets you get rid of those guys that you won't need during the match, so you can just draw into good stuff. 1 Revitalizer to be able to just get a line of Combee and Vespiquen back. 1 Super Rod to bring energy and Pokemon back into the deck from the discard pile. And even though you don't necessarily need to get energy back with Super Rod is superior in this deck to Sacred Ash, just because you want to get back like a minimal number of Pokemon. You want to only get back like maybe a Combee, Vespiquen, and a Raichu, or just 3 things that you need. You don't want to have to get 5 back because that hampers Vespiquen a lot. So Super Rod is actually better in this type of deck, even with just getting Pokemon. 4 Ultra Ball to get everything out. You don't really want to run Level Ball just because the discard option of Ultra Ball is so great in this deck. 4 VS Seeker to reuse all of our supporters. 1 AZ to bring up the Shaman. And this deck was actually before Fates Collide and N, so it even has a Judge in it. I mean, you can replace Judge with N. I just decided to stick with the deck list. Again, I don't remember who did it, so please, if you know who did make this deck, please leave a comment in the comment section below. 1 Lysander to bring some stuff out. 3 Sycamore, because Sycamore is just phenomenal in this deck for the guaranteed draw support and the discarding option. And then also the 0 Sick to just kind of slow down decks that are annoying. We're running only 1 Forest of Giant Plants, just because when you play that down, you get immediately 2 Vespiquen, and that's really all you need Forest of Giant Plants for. It's just kind of a counter stadium, and especially with Forest of Giant Plants, you only need the effect for 1 turn, really. So that is why we're only running 1. Running 2 Muscle Band to power up Raichu and Vespiquen. 4 DCE, because, I mean, Raichu functions off DCE, Vespiquen functions off DCE. And then 5 Darkness Energy for Yveltal's Oblivion Wing, and to be able to attack with basic energy on our Pokemon. So that is the deck, and I'm done rambling. So let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have found one against Forky with Up. It looks like we are in a Night March matchup, so this should be really interesting to say the least. I know Yveltal will definitely be of very, very, very high importance and, I mean, really usefulness in this battle, because it will be able to knock out Night Marchers while accelerating energy onto our bench. So I kind of, do I want to go first? Yeah, you know what? I mean, I could definitely go second and put the pressure on my opponent, but okay, I'm definitely glad I decided to go first, especially because I started with a Jirachi and 2 Shaman. Now, I think I'm only going to play 1 Shaman. I could Judge, but I don't think that's the optimal situation. Well, that's the optimal play in this situation. Get a Battle Compressor. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Blitzel, the Zebstrika, and then an AZ. Actually, do I want to get rid of an AZ? No. I'm going to get rid of the Bunnelby? Yeah. I'm going to get rid of the Bunnelby to have cards in my discard pile, play an energy onto Jirachi, and then I think actually just Sycamore, because especially in the Night March matchup, they usually are able to Lysander in your Shamans, so I don't want that. I do get a pretty good hand right here. I get an Yveltal, going to play the Muscle Band onto it, play the Combee down as well. I think I'm going to Battle Compressor this turn too, just to get some more stuff into the discard pile. Looks like 2 of my Unknown are prized. That's pretty weird. Also, a Pikachu is as well. Going to get rid of a Darkness Energy, a Battle Compressor, because, I mean, I already will have used 2, so I really don't need it. And then 1 Shaman, just to have 3 in the discard pile that could come back to bite me a little bit later. But for the time being, I think I'm okay, because I have a Shaman in my hand. I will more than likely be able to get a Darkness Energy, even though, I mean, 3 of them are already out of play, 1 on the Jirachi, and then 2 in the discard pile. I could also get a DCE onto the Combee, because that would work too. Okay, my opponent will not be able to knock out my Jirachi this turn, just because he did have to, unfortunately, attach that single Grass Energy, so I think we are in a great, great, great position, and okay, my opponent even just switches for me. That works too. I will be able to knock out this Combee this turn, well, next turn, if I can get a Darkness Energy, which, I mean, I should be able to fish for, I would think. Get a VS Seeker, don't really need it. Let's just go ahead and play the Shaman down. I mean, it's not the best in this matchup, to play a Shaman, but I think for the time being that is my best option if it will ever let me. There we go. Okay, I get a DCE. I get an Unknown as well. Do I want to get rid of the DCE? Let's just go ahead and Farewell Letter, see what else I can get. I get a Lysander. I don't want to get rid of the DCE, but you know what? I think I'm just going to try to fish for that Darkness Energy, which I do get. That is great. I even get another Combi and a Vespiquen. So, I mean, I'm just in a great spot right now. I can even Ultra Ball for something, but for the time being, just going to Oblivion Wing, take a knockout on the Combi, get an energy onto the Vespiquen on the bench. I mean, I could put it on the Combi, but I decided that the Vespiquen was a little bit of a superior option this turn. What I can even do next turn is AZ up the Yveltal if I want, and then or I could AZ up the Shaman, something like that. And my opponent, I think, top decked the Sycamore. I mean, he might have had it, but oh well. Looks like if he... Okay, never mind. He gets a Joltik down, so that's a little unfortunate. My opponent will not be able to knock out my Yveltal this turn, and I'm actually in a little bit of a precarious scenario right now, because I can take the knockout on the Vespiquen, get rid of one of the DCEs, and then hope that my opponent doesn't have any means of being able to respond. That way I can just immediately take the game. Or I could go the safer route and then put the Pikachu down, attach the DCE to it, and then not knock out the Vespiquen with the Yveltal, and then just be in a even better position because I'll have two powered up attackers. He will be able to take the knockout on the Yveltal next turn, but I think, do I want to play safe or do I just want to go for it? I really don't know. I will be able to get the knockout on this Vespiquen for sure, but I really don't know. Do I want to take that knockout right now? I mean, I'll have to attach a DCE to the Vespiquen too, so the Vespiquen will just be a little bit overpowered up, which, this is such a weird spot, because if I didn't have the energy on the Vespiquen, that would be a lot easier of a decision, but considering I can potentially take a knockout here, I don't know. Should I? Okay, timers. You know what? Screw it. We're doing it. We're just going for it. Get the damage off of the Yveltal. Play the Vespiquen active. Slap the DCE on it because why the heck not? Play the Yveltal back down because that will still be very helpful in this matchup. And then go for a B-Revenge. Knock out this Vespiquen and take another prize to be 2 prizes ahead in the prize trade-in. I get an Ultra Ball. That doesn't really help because I kind of sort of got rid of 3 Shamans. Hindsight 2020, probably should have only gotten rid of 2 just in case I needed one later. But what I can do actually if I get a DCE is retreat into my Shaman and then Sky Return for the knockout. Okay, my opponent will more than likely be able to knock out this Vespiquen this turn. He probably has enough. Well, no, he definitely has enough with that Battle Compressor. But yeah, 3 Shaman. Ugh, that was a little over aggressive on my part. And that's the thing with this deck, you can be over aggressive and sometimes it pays off. Like if my opponent did not get that DCE, then I mean my aggression would have paid off. But unfortunately it's going to come back to bite me a little bit. What I can do is just see, now I'm going to have 4 of my 5 Darkness Energy in the discard pile. So that is... Probably shouldn't have gotten rid of one with the Battle Compressor either, but I mean, I was a little over-ambitious, I will admit. And my opponent even gets 2 Unknown and a Combi, so this is really... I really need to top deck something at this point. I really do, because at this point we're starting to exchange prizes, and I need to keep my lead in the prize exchange because I had to put down a Shaman, so that could be Lysandered up at any point. I will just promote the Jirachi right here, and oh, that was a heck of a top deck. Whew, that was lovely. I can get a Sycamore off of this to just get a fresh hand and see what I can do with it. Let's just go ahead and Sycamore, get a DCE, get a Revitalizer so I can get another Vespiquen up. That is pretty cool. Let's just go ahead and play this Combi down right here. Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and retreat. Actually, I think I can get a knockout with an Intelligence Gathering this turn. So yeah, let's go ahead and retreat into a Combi or the Yveltal. I think the Combi is easily the better play. Yeah, let's go ahead and retreat into the Combi. Go ahead and play the Muscle Band onto it. Play the DCE onto it, I think, as well. Actually, no, let's first get another Vespiquen just to make sure that I have it this turn. Oh, wait, right, I had to play down Forest Giant Plants. I mean, that was what I was thinking. I just hadn't played down Forest Giant Plants yet. And so, do have a Vespiquen, able to Battle Compress, see what else I can get rid of. Let's just go ahead and get rid of the Unknown. Don't really need to see that. And everything else is actually kind of useful. So let's just go ahead and get rid of that Unknown. I mean, it's basically the same thing as playing it down. And then go ahead and Intelligence Gathering for the knockout on this Joltik. See if I can get some more cards. And hey, I get a absolute flurry of Vespiquen and then another Unknown. So if my opponent takes a knockout this turn, I will immediately have a response. And I think I'm just in a phenomenal position at this point. I won't be able to get instant Vespiquens anymore, so that's a little unfortunate. But either way, I'm in a, oh, my opponent has teammates. Never mind. He will be able to take the knockout on my Vespiquen. I do have to be a little bit careful as I am running out of resources, but I do have the resources in my hand to immediately retaliate. I guess did he want to play down his hand? I don't really understand why he decided to Starling Megaphone. It doesn't help him at all. And ooh, he plays down the Shaman now. All I need is a VS Seeker. I have 2 of them left. I have a Lysander in my discard pile, so I really just need to fish for that Lysander at this point, and I will have the game completely won, I think. I mean, my opponent had to play down the Shaman if he wanted a chance, just because he needed to draw the cards in order to be able to not have to promote an Unknown when I inevitably knocked out his Vespiquen. But okay, takes a knockout on me. I can just promote the Raichu because it has free treat. And I mean, I could just even go for overkill on the Shaman and get another Yveltal. Let's go ahead and play the Vespiquen down there, play the Unknown down here, and then try to get a VSC agreement. I have 2 left and I have 5 cards in my deck. I should be able to get one. I do not. That is very annoying. What I can do though is put down the Combi, put the DCE onto the Raichu, and then just Circle Circuit for a knockout on the... Oh wait, I had 3 prizes left. Oops. I can't count. Either way, I mean, that's exactly what I needed to do, and now I think I'm in a position where... I mean, I should be able to draw the last DCE. I mean, I have... Half of my deck is... Well, not DCEs. Half of my deck is VS Seekers at this point, so I have to hope his Joltik can't... Oh, okay, I think we win... We definitely win. Okay, so what I am going to do is just go ahead and VS Seeker, grab that Lysander to be able to 100% knock out the Shaman at this point. You know what, let's just evolve. Why not? Go ahead and Lysander in the Shaman, Circle Circuit for a whopping 200 damage and win the game with Raichu, and that was an absolutely excellent game. I mean, against Night March, well, Night March and Vespiquen, but that was still a perfect example of how this deck is supposed to work, how it's able to take on some meta decks and work very well against them. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and find another match with this deck. Alrighty, we have found another against Matanui, maybe 11. We do get the coin flip. We do get heads, so well, if I ever get to pick it, oh boy. Yeah, there it is. There's that good old Wi-Fi signal. We do get to go first, though, and I'm really just hoping that we don't have to fight the Wi-Fi too much. And we get a pretty solid starting hand. I mean, I get to get rid of my Blitzel and Jirachi because I don't think they will be of much help in this match. And actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and play the Jirachi just in case. I mean, it's always good to have another Pokemon down, again, because why not? Let's go ahead and play that there. Go for the Professor Sycamore, get some more cards, and oh, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful. I can get a turn 1 Vespiquen, just go ahead and Battle Compressor, probably get rid of a Shaman or 2, or probably the Zebstrika for sure. Let's get rid of another Combi, that way I can take most advantage. Ooh, 2 Combi prized. That is not good. Get rid of a Combi, get rid of a Bunnelby and a Zebstrika to power up B Revenge. Go ahead and Revitalize her, get back the Combi and the Vespiquen. Go ahead and play this Combi down. Go ahead and put the Forest Giant Plants there and evolve. Which one do I want to evolve? This one, that one. I mean, I have the DC in hand. Screw it. Let's just evolve this one. Ultra Ball, get rid of the Pikachu, and the Xerosic to grab a Shaman and to draw some more cards. And I'm just in. I mean, this deck is so fast. I love it. And okay, whew, I thought we were gonna have to get kicked out by TCG for a second, and even get another Vespiquen. So that is phenomenal. Play down an Yveltal, and you know what? Let's just go ahead and retreat into this Vespiquen just cuz, and end the turn right there. So that was a great first turn, and we're just in an absolutely phenomenal position at this point. I can Shaman, or I can Ultra Ball for another Shaman if I need to, but in my position right now, more than likely my opponent is going to put a Focus Sash on the Gible, so I can just Intelligence Gathering to break the Sash and draw more cards if I need to, and I think that'll just be the play at this point. Opponent plays down a Cubone, and that will not help him at all in this matchup. In fact, I think it will just be more of a dead card. I mean, that's up to him though. And plays the energy onto the Gible. There's the Focus Sash. Okay, so I will just Intelligence Gathering next turn, just because. And my opponent doesn't even Never Enough. He must have a really good hand. What I am going to do is just play the Muscle Band onto the benched Vespiquen again, because why not? And then retreat into this guy, and I could Ultra Ball, but I mean, I will be able to damage him enough with the Intelligence Gathering. So let's just go for that. I mean, would have been able to knock out the Gible, but because he has the Focus Sash, and okay, we get an even better hand, so that is just absolutely great. What I can do, I think, next turn is Ultra Ball for a Pikachu. I would Ultra Ball for a Combi, but unfortunately, two of them are prized. That is not good, and I mean, my opponent will need a strong energy in order to be able to knock out this Vespiquen, or a regular energy and a Muscle Band, so I actually might never mind. I thought I was going to survive the turn, but I mean, there's a strong energy, so Vespiquen will go down, but I can actually immediately respond with my Vespiquen on the bench and just be in an absolutely terrific scenario. I mean, I don't think there's anything my opponent can really do. I mean, he'll have to promote Marowak. It doesn't seem like my opponent has anything else going at this point, so just going to promote the Vespiquen and knock out this Garchomp and just be in a great position. Unfortunately, I draw another DCE. However, I mean, not the end of the world. So what I am going to go ahead and do is just Ultra Ball for probably, do I want to grab a Pikachu? You know what? Screw it. We're doing it. We're putting the DCE onto the Pikachu. And, I mean, I honestly think my opponent is going to scoop. So what I am going to do, because I think I will be super close to finishing the finishing the challenge of knocking out 30 Pokemon with evolved Pokemon. So what I think I'm just going to go ahead and do is immediately find one after I get this to see. I mean, if I can get one more, I think I will complete the challenge. Let's just go ahead and Super Rod, get a Combi back and a Vespiquen, and another Combi, or you know what? No, let's just get another Vespiquen just because I will probably draw a Combi at some point from my prizes. Play the Muscle Band onto the Pikachu. Yeah, play it onto the Pikachu. Do I want to discard my hand? You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and do it. And I mean, we're just in such a good position right now. I will just knock out my opponent with a B Revenge and take a prize card. My opponent will be forced to promote Marowak. He will not be able to knock me out next turn no matter what, and I can just Lysander in something. Just go for the Battle Compressor, put the Lysander in my discard pile if it's not already there, and then get rid of it. And it looks like my opponent had to attach to America, and he does just concede, so you know what? We are super close, I'm pretty sure. So, we didn't quite get it. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and find another match. Alrighty, we have found a last one against a Maddie9802, and looks like a fire, water, was that fighting? I don't know. I didn't pay full attention. we do win the coin flip. Oh, it looks like somebody else goes for tails besides me, and we will want to go first. Hopefully this will be a relatively quick one. I do start with a Bumblebee. That's not the ideal starter at all. I mean, maybe I can get like an AZ or something to work with, but oh, it's a Mew. So I'm wondering what type of deck this is. I am just going to go ahead and Sycamore, get some more cards. Ooh, okay, I get something I can work with. Go ahead and play that down there. Go ahead and play the Yveltal down there. Play another Combee. 2 in the discard pile. Let's go ahead and put the DCE there. And I think, yeah, just going to have to end my turn right there. Hopefully I can Sycamore again and find a means of getting this Bumblebee out of the active, because if my opponent doesn't get anything else, I actually think I will be able to get a knockout next turn. But, I mean, odds are it's first turn. Oh, no, my opponent just has to encounter. So we do have a chance to knock him out, and I think that will... I mean, it will be one knockout, but you know what? That is the knockout we need. I am just going to immediately Sycamore to get some more cards, put some more Pokemon in the discard pile, so that Vespiquen will be able to knock out this Mew, and hopefully I have a means of retreating the Bumblebee. Oh, I got the AZ. Wish I would have drawn that a little bit earlier, but what I am going to go ahead and do is play an Unknown there, one there, go ahead and Farewell Letter. All I need is, I think, a DCE at this point, and I win. I'm going to have to fish a little harder. Do I want to fish? Yeah, let's go fishing. Let's definitely go fishing. Go ahead and draw some more cards. Come on, give me a DCE. No! Well, what I can do right here is Battle Compressor, thin out my deck a little more just of cards that, I mean, I'm still going to make my best play possible, but I'm obviously going to try to extend a little further than I normally would. No, I don't want to go for that yet. I'm going to go fishing as deep as I can. Nothing. Should I attach the energy, or do I want to fish for one more card just because? Do I want to do it? Do I want to do it? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get the one card. If this is a DCE, we win. And, oh yeah, it's a DCE. Oh, that is beautiful. That was so cool. I mean, I was just able to fish, and then on the very last card, a one-card Shaman. I was able to pull that out and knock out this Mew, complete the challenge, win the match, and that went beautifully. That was gorgeous, especially because we would have been against a Glaceon, and that would have just been a pain to deal with. Does it finish it off? Yes, it does. So we get 2 Call of Legends packs. Really doesn't do much for me because I don't play Legacy, but you know what? That's still cool, and that was actually a perfect example of this deck. You are able to run through so many cards. Even when you aren't able to extend as far as you want, you're still just able to just keep going, like maybe get 1 or 2 more cards if you need it. And this deck is amazing. I love using it. It is so much fun. If you guys know who originally made this deck list, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I want to give credit to the person that made this deck. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.